Secretary of State Antony Blinken told NBC's Andrea Mitchell that all sides are, quote, closer than we've ever been to a deal that would halt fighting and release the remaining hostages. Joining us now, NBC News international correspondent Danielle Hamamdjian in Tel Aviv. So, Danielle, these talks have been going on for more than a year now. So what do we know about what's in this potential deal? And frankly, what's different this time around?
Well, there are a number of things that are different. You've got Hamas that's increasingly isolated. Israel struck a deal with Hezbollah, which means that there's a ceasefire there. Iran is weakened. The Assad regime has been toppled. And so Hamas finds itself in a situation where it's looking at the deal on the table and thinking, is it going to get better or worse under a Trump administration? And it's likely thinking this is probably as good as it's going to get. And so that's why we're seeing this impetus and a sense of urgency now. All sides have indicated that there's been significant progress. We're not there yet, but there has been progress, according to two U.S. officials who are very close to the negotiations. The first hostages could be released within 48 hours of a deal being announced. This evening, there was a briefing by a senior Israeli official to military correspondents here in Israel. And what we now know is that as part of the ceasefire deal, in the first stage, we would see 33 hostages released on humanitarian grounds. The children, women, female soldiers, elderly, and those who are severely ill, they are all considered to be alive. In return, we would see what's been described as a significant number of Palestinian detainees released. It's worth noting that since October 7th, Israel has arrested thousands and thousands of Palestinians in the West Bank, many of them without being charged, without being tried. Some would say in preparation for a deal, so they can say, look, we're going to release 300, 400, 500 Palestinians, but they're going to keep the more high-profile Palestinian detainees in prison. And so those who will be released, the more prominent ones, are expected to have to live in exile. And so within 16 days of that first stage completed, we would see the remaining hostages released. They include the men, the male soldiers, and those who were killed either on October 7th or in captivity.
Danielle Hamamdjian with the very latest there in Tel Aviv. Thank you.